Wagwan people, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or good night. Anyway, earlier on I put a short up, about some photo I took and what looks to me like two girls in white dresses. But there was no one up in that field when I took that photo, and I only just noticed them figures on the photo when, in fact, I actually used that photo 2 days ago on a video. I think it was the positive when I was doing a big shout out to Teresa and Kirsty, and just shouting a few people out, just telling people to be positive, just telling people stop being negative towards people, etc, etc. Anyway, so I want to tell you a little something. Hazlemere has got a lot of history to it, a lot of history. Like, so for instance, my old school, where one of my first ghost sightings was, I actually, that used to be a manor house up there before it was a school, hundreds of years ago, and it was a zoo as well, and it was owned by some quite rich people, and that's why all the road names on this estate have got names, like as in like my road, Mary's Mead, Ralph's Retreat, Tom's Turn, Claude's Close, Robert's Ride. They're all named after people that lived in this manor house. There has been many stories of soldier ghosts. On the hazlemere golf course, when they were digging up the sand pits for the golf, they found the old Roundhead and Cavaliers, the cannonballs, the swords, like all that sort of stuff. There's been all kinds of activity in this area for years. Now, Grange Farm, the road goes all the way from Woodmere End all the way down Grange Farm, past Grange Farm, and it's not a road anymore, it's a dirt track, but it used to go along to where I took that photo, where them figures were standing. That was a road many years ago, like hundreds of years ago, and it was used to transport gold and other things from Missenden Abbey, which is Great Missenden obviously, through Presswood, Kings Hill, Woodmere End, Hazlemere, down through Wickham, West Wickham Road, Stokenchurch, then to Oxford. I mean, West Wickham Road used to be mainly pubs and hotels, where a lot of people, transporters, like, so people that rode the old horse and carriage, used to stop there for their drinks. But the road, Grange Road, or Grange Track as it would be now, because it's not a road, had a lot of people would have their gold robbed, and people, like, so this is, like I said, hundreds of years ago, people would jump out on the old horse and carts, the old swords, and rob the gold. The farm that's on that track, Grange Farm, hundreds of years ago, because obviously we had the Black Death, and I believe there was a family of 5 or 6 people that lived on that farm, and basically the whole family died of the Black Death. Now, I worked on that farm. I shut it down a couple of years ago. I was helping some people out, and I had to stay on that farm, and it was quite spooky. The house was 1600s. It was built around that time, so it's an old building. I'll tell you a story. When I was on that farm once, there was this office round the side of the farm, and I was asked to clean all the furniture because it had to be sold. So I was like, no worries. So I went into the office to have a look what I had to clean. Then I went back into the farmhouse to get the cleaning products. When I walked back into the office, all of a sudden it smelt like something had died in that office, and there was a prawn, a white prawn, in the middle of the office. It wasn't there when I went in there before. It just appeared out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know if that's a sign, but that was something that was really weird. When I was living up there, I stayed in that farmhouse, and you constantly felt like you were being watched. You know, 4 children, 2 adults died in that farmhouse, and they sealed it off from the Black Death. There was also a Second World War plane crashed up in the fields up there. There's a lot of history around here. But what I got on that photo, the really weird thing about that photo is above them figures' heads is a round circle. My friend said, could that be a halo? Could they be angels? I don't know. But I know for a fact that there is something in that photo, and it doesn't look right because it looks like they're dressed in something really old. So yeah, I just wanted to explain some of the history around here. Hazlemere has been here a long time. Like I said, it had a manor house here, it had a zoo here. And like I said, all the roads are named after people that lived in that manor house, possibly died in that manor house. I experienced, there was a blog on here, a bit further down, it's got the Ghostbusters icon on it here. And that's me talking about when I first experienced something in Hazlemere. 20 years ago that was. So anyway, there you go. Stay tuned. Check out the history of this place, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, peace. Love, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching my videos. See you soon.